Hello there and welcome to the next installment in my series of tutorials. This time we're going to be doing a really quick and easy infected skin look. We're going to be using a lot of products that you can easily get your hands on. Nothing's going to prove to be too expensive, and with this one you can really get as imaginative as you like with it. So to start off with, we're going to have a look at the products that are going to be needed. So for this we're going to need some liquid latex, you want some flour, you want a bruise wheel or coloured paints, normally cream based, some talcum powder and some fake blood. Okay, so to start off what we're going to want to do is make a latex paste. Now to do this we're going to mix some liquid latex with flour. You want to really aim to get a consistency that's similar to porridge. For me, I find that when you're doing infected skin you can have lots of bumps and lumps within the skin as it starts to get infected, and I find if you try and aim for that type of consistency you should be able to get that desired look. You can see here I used just 2 teaspoons worth of flour to a probably good little pour of latex. Again, you just need to kind of play that by eye. I don't really do too much on the measurement side. So once you've made your latex paste, the next thing we're going to want to do is mark out the area on which you want to apply this effect. For this example I'm using my forearm, and what we do here is that we then get hold of the liquid latex paste that we've gone and created, and you want to kind of be laying that on to the area where you want the effect. Not making it too thick, you want to make sure that it's thin enough so you're able to do enough work with, and it not kind of rise up too high to the point where it doesn't look natural. To smooth over the areas you can use some of the liquid latex on your finger, and as you can see here I'm just kind of running that over to smooth off some of the edging and over the top to make sure that I get that nice even layer towards my forearm. Once you've finished putting on the latex paste and you're happy with the way it looks, the next thing we want to do is using the back of a brush, you want to make some indents to the areas in which you want to show the exposed blood and tissue underneath really. Again, feel free to do whatever type of design you want here. I've just done 3 simple kind of exposed areas. Once you've gone and done that, the next thing you want to do is dry the latex paste. To do that I normally use a hairdryer on a medium setting. Make sure that it's fully dry before we do anything else, because you don't want to do all of this work, go to do the paint element, and then it ruin the work just because you've gone and rushed it. As with most latex work, the next thing we're going to want to do is apply some talcum powder. This helps take the sheen off of the latex and means that when we start to paint it's not going to look too silly. Starting off with the paints, we're going to go with the red and we're going to paint the inside of the wound. Here you want to give it a good layer and brightness of colour, so we can add plenty in here. Then I take the what I call the brown or the much darker red and apply that to the inside edges of the wound. Again, this helps give it some depth. What you'll also see is that I start to use some of the red to lightly brush around the outside of the wound. This is to give it an irritated skin look, and also if you imagine that something's gone and something's gone eaten the flesh and come away, you're going to have some blood element and some redness coming around the outside. As we are doing an infected skin look, you also want to take advantage of the yellow and green cream paints that you get on the bruise wheel, and apply this around the edging of the wounds. Certainly starting off with the yellow to begin with. You can spend a little bit of time of trying to blend this a little bit more, but because for such a wound like this, you really just want it to look quite gross and quite nasty looking. Just make sure you get some yellow and some green in there to give it that kind of funky look. Will really help complement the look. Next, you want to take some of your fake blood, and you want to be using this and placing it into the inside of the infected areas that you've got. You can use a brush to move that around. You don't want to go too crazy with the blood. The reason for this, if you apply too much, you end up losing the focus on the actual wound itself, and you end up just with a huge red blob over your arm. Once you've gone and applied the blood into the actual wound, I'd recommend taking a sponge and then just using that sponge to dab around the outside to give it a kind of exploded or flesh-eaten look. And there you have it, a very easy, quick and simple infected skin look.